software configuration of the graphics terminals or graphic systems. So before I get into a software configuration of the CAD system, to know I have written, so that means it is not in our syllabus. The hardware configuration, how it will be, I wanted to show you. The hardware company, the configuration of the our CAD system is having a CPU, central processing unit, second storage and input devices, and graphical terminal, that is called the design workstation. These are the important hardware configurations. What we do, the CPU will be central processing unit, which will be receiving the information from all the systems. For example, the design workstation, there may be a single design workstation, or there may be series of design workstations connected together, design terminal and the input device. So the design terminal is here, we will be having a display systems. A display system just like a cathode tube, something like which the designer, whatever the input he has given, he can able to visualize. And the input devices may be a joystick, some keyboards, digitizer board, or some of the teach pendant. So many input devices may be used by the designer, and he can able to visualize what he has created. And whatever he has created here, and that will be converted into a mathematical format, it will be stored in the CPU. Please remember, just in the previously, just few minutes back, I told you, I have created a line. Once after creating the line, if the line no more, it will be stored as a line in the CPU. It will be stored in the form of its own mathematical form. And whenever you are going to recall it, these mathematical expressions or models will be converted into a suitable graphical output. That means it will be line. It will be created onto the screen, and that will be stored in the CPU. And what is the meaning, the main use of the secondary storage unit? The secondary storage unit will be having, more importantly, some excessive analysis software going to use. For example, I am going to use the finite element analysis software. In a month, I am going to use it for one time. And you need not to store it here. The secondary storage unit will be used. The secondary storage unit will be, it will be avoiding the storage space which is required for this one, because often you will be using that will be stored here, and it will be recalled into a CPU, and it will be analyzed, and it will be connected to the output device. Output devices may be printers, plotters, and the display, some of the display units. So many things will be there. This is the hardware configuration of the CAD system. The hardware, sometimes it may be asked, the hardware, the configuration of this one is one design workstation. I have shown you. Design workstation consists of a graphical terminal and input device. The input device may be the input system, the keyboard, or maybe it is a mouse, it may be a digitizer board, it may be a joystick, it may be a teach pendant, and by which you are going to input the designer will be inputting the informations. And graphical terminal main function is it will be displaying the informations whatever you have created. Now the CPU, its main function is the graphical terminal, what he has created, the graphics. That graphics will be equivalently converted into a mathematical form, and it will be stored into CPU. The secondary storage unit, what it does is the excess informations or some of the informations often you will be using in the design activities. Those will be stored in the secondary storage unit, and other one it will be connected with the output plotter or printers. And the main printer or plotter are those we are going to store them in the hard copy form. For that it will be required. Even for the manufacturing purpose, some of the drawings which are giving, that can be taken as output. That is the hardware the configuration of the graphical systems. Now the very important thing, very important, the software configuration of the graphical systems. And here I have given the explanation part of it. You need not to worry, you can go through this explanation what I am going to discuss with you. There are 4 important parts of the software configuration: the design workstation, the graphics package, application program, application database. application database, application program, graphics package, and the design workstation. And you have shown the arrow mark in both the directions. That means it is a closed loop. The informations will be flowing from the design workstation to the application database, and application database will be giving the information to the design workstation, or maybe it is a graphical package, or maybe it is a application program. And now let me discuss what are the specific functions of these four important parts. Application program, as the name suggests, the indicate. Now I am going to do the heat transfer analysis. I am going to do the CFD analysis, computational fluid dynamics analysis. I am going to do a simple stress analysis. So for all these specific, I am going to do the impact analysis. I want to do the gas flow analysis. So all these cannot be done by using unique software, and I am going to call for the specific application software. And this is what the application program. The application program is what the designer is going to do for that specific application program we are going to use. That will be application program. And this application program will be stored in the database. It will be stored in the database. And whenever these will be called, and the application program will be stored and retrieved as and when the designer is required at the design workstation. And what are these graphical packages? These graphical packages are those. These graphical packages will be used. See, I want to do the analysis. On what I want to do the analysis? I want to do the analysis on 50 mm square bar of 100 mm length stress strain I want to do. So application program will be used for the stress strain analysis, and how to create the model of it, that can be created by the graphics package. That is the main function of the graphics package. Okay, and what is the design workstation? The design workstation, again, as I told you, in the hardware configuration, the graphical terminals will be there and user input devices will be there. The main function of this graphical terminal is that see, whatever the designer has entered, that will be stored in the database in the mathematical form, in some of the subroutines or some of the mathematical expressions. Just like I'm going to create a line x plus y is equal to mx. Correct? No? A line a plus b is equal to y. So these informations will be, the circle will be stored in the mathematical form. The line and segment will be stored in the mathematical form. So whatever the designer is going to create by using the input devices, those will be stored in the mathematical form in the database. Now, for the visualization purpose, for the editing purpose, for to create the model and to do the analysis, the graphical terminals plays important role for the designers at the design workstation. So these are the four important sections: the application database, application program, the graphics package, design workstation. So the application database, the main function is some of the subroutines, the mathematical informations and application softwares, graphical softwares, all these will be stored in this application database. The application program is that it is at a particular design workstation, some the analysis is intended for. I want to do the FM analysis. FM software will be used, and I want to do the CFD analysis. Some CFD analysis software will be used. I want to do the kinematic linkage, the interfacing analysis, just like CADM softwares, automatic dynamic analysis of mechanical systems. That software will be application software. I want to do the impact analysis. LS Dana will be application software. Those will be stored in the database. And the next one is the graphical package. So the graphical package is used for the creation of 2D, 2.5D and 3D model of the object. So this model can be created by the designer in the 3 steps. As I told you, he is creating the entities. He is going to do the translation, the transformation, and transformations of these entities. That means he may be doing the scaling, he may be doing the rotation, he may be doing the translation. By doing that, he is going to create a model by joining these entities. All this is possible by the designer at the design workstation by looking into the graphical terminal by inputting the commands. So this is the design workstation. So in order to avoid the confusions, I have explained it. So this is what you can go through what I have given. Okay. Shall we stop here? I want to go for the functions of the graphics package, and what are these functions of the graphics package I'm going to discuss, and I'm going to discuss about some of the problems, and